Good morning. Welcome everybody. Just give me a quick second here and then we will get started. There we go. Okay. So I guess we'll just dive right in. Today is day 6 of the Spring into Simple challenge, and today we are moving on to the kitchen. We're going to start our first day in the kitchen. We'll spend a few days here in the kitchen working on decluttering it. So the kitchen is often the heart of the home for many of us. It's where we gather, where we cook, where we eat, where we do homework with our kids, where we sit and have coffee with a friend, all of these things. So it's a really hard working room, and the more you can simplify and declutter it, the easier and more enjoyable all of those things become. It simplifies your time in the kitchen, it simplifies your life, it's a room you spend a lot of time in, it's a room that has multiple purposes and works hard for us and holds a lot of stuff. So the more we can declutter and simplify it, the easier, less stressful, more enjoyable our time in the kitchen is, and we can just enjoy cooking and cleaning a little bit more, enjoy spending time with our family and friends in the kitchen. All of these things are just a little more enjoyable without the distraction of clutter getting in the way. So that's what we're going to do. So today we're going to ease in. Kitchens are usually bigger spaces and they hold a lot of stuff, so sometimes it can feel overwhelming to declutter them. So today we're going to ease in. We're going to start slow and start in a way that feels manageable and not overwhelming. So we're going to start with the pantry. And the reason the pantry is a good way to ease in is because we often make more logical decisions in the pantry, decluttering decisions, rather than emotional. Usually it's a matter of like sorting through expired food versus all of the, maybe like the antique china your grandma passed on to you or something like that. So it's usually a place where we can do more logical decluttering and less emotional decluttering, and so it just makes it a little easier. Again, it warms up our decluttering muscles, gets us in the frame of mind that will help us declutter, eases us in, gets us started, gets over the hurdle of getting started, builds up our momentum. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing to do, I find the easiest way to start in the pantry is to just look through and get rid of anything that's expired. That's such an easy way to get started because if it's expired, you know it can go. So start by getting rid of anything expired. Next, keep an eye out for anything you see that you know you won't use, that you bought on a whim maybe, but you don't really like it, or you bought a bunch of it and realized you didn't like it, or you just bought it for a certain recipe. If it's already opened, sometimes the best thing to do is just throw that stuff in the garbage. You're not going to use it. There's no sense of hanging on to it. If wasting food doesn't feel good to you in that way, another thing you can do is leave it out on your counter and make a plan to use it up this week. If you have those random odds and ends that you buy for a recipe or you bought too much of, make a plan to use it up this week. Maybe you'll have some weird, random meals this week, but that's okay. Leave it on the counter where it's front and center, where you'll see it, where it will kind of annoy you enough that you will want to use it up so you can get it out of there and get your beautiful clear counters back. So that's another thing to do with stuff that you won't really use. If you don't want to throw it away, use it up right away. If you have things that are unopened and not expired and you know you won't use them, that's a great thing to donate to your food bank. Pass it on to someone who will use it instead of, letting it sit in your pantry and go bad and never get used anyways. So we'll start with expired things, then things you know you won't use and love, or won't use or don't love, is what I'm trying to say. And so get rid of all of that, and that's a big bit of clutter from your pantry. Then next, I encourage you to take stock of what you have. It always helps to aim to use up what you have before buying more. So plan your meals, maybe plan a week or 2 weeks or a month, however much is in your pantry. Plan those meals around what's in your pantry. When you're grocery shopping or making your grocery list, stand in front of your pantry when you make your list so you can avoid buying duplicates. You can see what you have and avoid buying extras that you don't need yet. And then I always find it's helpful to decide what feels like the right amount for you to keep on hand. What is the right amount of food for you? Like maybe you like to buy only what you need for that week, and you shop every week and you just keep what you have. Maybe you like to have a few extras on hand. Maybe you like to have a lot of extras on hand. There's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on your space, what works for you. If, you know, having a lot on hand feels overwhelming, then maybe that's not a good idea. If only buying the food you need for the week and nothing else feels like you don't have enough, then maybe that's not a good idea. Just figure out what works for you. After you've decluttered, you can start doing some organizing if time and energy allows. Now, I know for a lot of us, cleaning out the pantry is kind of a big project, so maybe 15 to 30 minutes of decluttering time, maybe that's all you'll get done is some decluttering. Maybe you won't even get done the decluttering, and that's okay. Remember, it all adds up, it all matters. So just do what you can with the time you have. If you have extra time and you want to do some organizing, it's also a great time to organize what's left. So, you know, you can simply tidy up your organizational system that you already have that's already working for you. Or maybe it's a Saturday morning and you have nothing on the go right now and you want to overhaul your whole pantry, wipe it out, clean it out, redo your organizational system. Do whatever works for you. There's, you know, go as far as you want, because that's the beauty of this. You can do a little bit of decluttering and know it matters, or you can do a whole pantry overhaul and know it will definitely matter. So do what works for you this morning. What was I gonna say? I just had a thought and now it left me. Oh, I was gonna say any little bit of decluttering you can do is gonna add up to make your kitchen function better for you. So it all matters. Every time you remove some clutter from your pantry, that's one less thing you have to, you know, dig around or move out of the way or shuffle around from place to place. So it all matters and it all adds up. So that's today's task. Work in your pantry. Do as much as you have time for, as much as you have energy for. Keep sharing those before and afters in the group. This is another really fun one to see, because pantries, I don't know about you, but my pantry, it just gets messy. People dig around in there, things don't get put away in the right spot. So it's always really satisfying to see the before, like the messy before, and the beautiful decluttered after. So keep sharing. Today's email talks a little bit more about what you can work on in the pantry and some tips to get started. So check that out if you haven't checked that out already. But yeah, and for the next couple of days, I believe we're gonna continue working in the kitchen. Because like I said, our kitchens tend to hold a lot of stuff, so there's lots to sort through and declutter. And they're also really important rooms. They're rooms that we use a lot and we use every single day. So it really impacts our life positively when we can declutter it and simplify it. So we'll spend a couple days in the pantry or in the kitchen, but today we're just gonna ease in with the pantry. So I'm excited for you to get started. I won't talk too much longer. My family is home today, so I've told them all they have to be very quiet while I do this, so I'm probably reaching the limit of how quiet they can be. But yeah, so keep posting in the group, keep sharing in the group. I'll be back again tomorrow to talk about our next task in the kitchen. So 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can meet me here if you want. And I don't know if I've been mentioning in the videos, I can't remember, but I'm saving them to the group, pinning them to the top, and I'm also putting them on my YouTube channel. Sometimes it's hard to find videos in the Facebook group. I find it can be a little tricky. So I also put them on YouTube just to make them super easy to find. So there's a 2023 Spring into Simple Decluttering Challenge playlist where you can find all the videos from the challenge there as well. So if you haven't been able to watch some live or you want to catch up on any, you can find them in the group or on YouTube. So that's it for today. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what you're doing in your pantries today. So take care and happy decluttering. Bye for now.